thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic, we are now here in the year 2020, spending almost half of this year doing online education. Online education has always been something that parents and teachers frown upon, but it is only because the government appointed this to us for our own safety that we are able to live with this online education. In the past, online education has always been something that students imagine and dream of doing. But now that it's here, it has rather become a controversial topic. And from this, I've wondered, can online education replace the traditional way? So before 2020, the traditional way of learning is offline learning, which means sitting in a classroom, listening to a teacher, discussing about a subject. But now that we are in online learning, this means that we are unable to do certain things. In the past, our chemistry subjects could actually involve certain chemicals and experiments, but now our chemistry class is limited to just a presentation. Because of this has definitely shown that we are not able to learn to our maximum potential. This is definitely a loss for us students who are actually willing to learn. Besides that, online learning means that you will have to face your laptop for almost 8 hours a day for 5 days consecutively in a week, not to mention the extra hours you will have to look at your laptop for doing your work and meeting deadlines. And because of this has actually increased the risk of any eye damage or the use of glasses into ourselves. And that has definitely become a loss as well. However, this may also be seen as a benefit because this will actually reduce the amount of paper and the amount of notebooks that each student will have to use. Besides from a student's perspective, we should now look into the teacher's perspective. So with online education, teachers are very limited to the tasks that they can give to the student. They are very limited to giving lectures through online conferences, which may actually be disrupted by technical difficulties such as slow Wi-Fi. And so from this has definitely made it harder for teachers to choose and to give out information about a certain subject. Because of this, teachers mostly give out seat works, such as writing an essay, filling out worksheets, and others. And this has actually made students feel more overwhelmed. On top of that, teachers will have to omit final exams or find a way to make their exam marks the most credible. Because with online learning, teachers are unable to invigilate each and every student. Therefore, there are so many ways students are able to cheat, which means that the marks at the end of the test is not the most credible. And because of that, it has actually caused further problems or implications into marking. So a way for teachers to adapt to this new learning is by actually giving the opportunity to students to self-learn. Self-learning is somewhat not as effective during this pandemic because this also means more screen time and actually pressurizing them. I believe that school should focus on students' well-being and their mental health. And because of online school, it has definitely been harder for schools to focus on that. Due to the overwhelming of tasks and feeling isolated as a student, this has caused students to feel more of a pressure, anxiety, and other mental health effects. This has caused students to be very mentally unhealthy, and this will not only become a problem to the students' school results, but also for the students' well-being. This will also affect them for a very long time, and it might actually not go away. So because of this, I think that this is one of online learning's biggest flaw. And for all the reasons that I've mentioned before, this has helped me conclude to my claim that I believe that online education cannot replace the traditional way to a certain extent. This is because technology has lacked in a certain way that has not ensured the credibility and the most effective way of learning. On top of that, online learning does not support the mental health and the well-being of each student. Not to mention how there will also be extra costs to parents and to teachers, which will also add on an extra weight. However, I believe that in the future, online education can be seen as the best alternative for learning. But that can only be done when technology has advanced, when school fees have been modified to this online education, and when there is a way to minimizing mental health and well-being problems when feeling isolated for a student. My name is Richelleen, and thank you.